Hello everyone, and welcome to this talk on how to automatically import your website in Odoo. I am Ivan, I am an AI software engineer at Odoo, and my team and I have been working on this project for almost 2 years now, so I'm really excited to show you. So let's start with a quick summary. You might have a few questions that I'm going to answer. First, how do I use it? And then, how does it work? Then we're going to follow through to some limitations, and then we're going to follow with a quick Q&A. So first, you might be wondering, how do I use it? Well, I could explain to you, but I think it's even better if I show you directly. So, imagine that I am the owner of a really good e-commerce website, and I'm really thrilled to use Odoo. I'm really convinced. I know all the modules. I think they're really great, and I want to switch to it. Unfortunately, I already have an exercise website that is not an Odoo website, and I would want to use it with Odoo. The problem is it would not be really integrated, so I would have to migrate it. But that would take a long time. I already spent so much effort and money into making this really cool website. So importing all the different images and all the products would be really a pain. As you can see, like this beautiful website here contains a lot of stuff. It's really complex. I took the example of Keychron because I really like keyboards personally. But it has many different things on this website, like products, cool layout, a nice carousel at the beginning. And if I wanted to really import all of that, I would have to learn how it works and to get all that information about my products and so on and import it into Odoo. That would be quite time consuming. And this is why we've created this tool. It was in order to migrate such a complex website into Odoo directly, pretty seamlessly. And so to answer the question, how does it work? Well, you would simply get the URL of your website. I will insist on this part. You must not use the redirect, so you should use directly the URL containing the domain of your website. This is so that the tool knows which domain to search and find everything that it needs. Once you got that, all you need to do is start a new DB on Odoo or just create a new website, and you will end up on this page, which you might already know. It's the website configurator. And in the new 18 version, you should see here a new little button called Import Your Website. Just click on it. And there, you have a form that you can fill with a URL. Simple as that, just copy, paste it in. You have the option to choose to import the products or not, depending on if you have any or if, let's say, you already imported them in some other way, not to have duplicates. Once you got that, you can just click this, and you will be brought to a waiting page. And 5 to 10 minutes later, you should be able to receive the result. But maybe let's see the result and compare it. So on the left is the original website, and on the right is the Odoo version. As you can see, they look quite similar. And they have the same features, hopefully. Like here you see on Keychron there is a nice carousel. And it's the same thing on Odoo. We managed to replicate that. And this is exactly what I wanted. I have all my images. It looks quite similar, actually. Obviously, there is some differences, but mainly the same thing. And I was so worried about like being able to import all the products. But as you can see, like if I click on the original, well, this is a keyboard. This won't be exactly the same product, but you get the idea. It would be the same on Odoo, so everything is imported, all your different variants and so on, everything is there, and it's such a time saver. If I were to do this by hand, it would take a lot of time. So it's really cool that it's already plug and play inside Odoo. So here, maybe let's go back to the main page. So you might be wondering, okay, yeah, it works for products, but does it work for all of the pages? Yes, all of the buttons on your page should redirect directly to the same page as before. So for example, here if I click on this button, I end up on this page. And on the Odoo website, it's the same. It kept the structure of your website and all the different links. So it's pretty nice. Now you see everything is quite similar. And if you have enough metadata for us to be able to gather the collections and the variants of your products, it means that even if you have some special links that link to a subgroup of products, for example, Keychron has like a special brand of keyboards, if you click on that link, Odoo would do the same, like duplicate the same group and do the same and do the sorting for you, which is also pretty cool if you had to do that by hand. Again, it would take a lot of time. So this is already great. The structure is kept. I have a lot of images. It looks kind of good. But one of the main advantages of using an Odoo website is that now it becomes editable. Let's say I wanted to change that website now. I could do so very easily. So as you can see here, let's say I want to change that image, for example. All I have to do is just click here. And as you can see, there is the list of all the images that were on my website. What we do is basically see all the different sizes of your images, upload them, resize them if they need to be resized, and also convert it to different formats in order for you to get the best performance and image that you need. But we still keep the same name for those images. So let's say I knew that I wanted the Q3 image. I can just search for it, and there you go. It's already available. I can click on it. And simple as that. Now I've changed this section here, which might have taken a while to do if I was not on a website with already a builder in it. But that's not it. You can also leverage the power of Odoo with a lot of the built-in features of the website. Let's say here, this section is great, but I want to try an animation or other nice tricks. It's easy. You just go here, you try, and if it pleases you, you can just keep it. For example, let's say I really like that parallax effect. If you wanted to implement that in another website, maybe it would take a long time. So it's really cool. Same for the products here below. Like you have a nice array of carousel of products and so on. But let's say that, okay, maybe I would want a different setup. I would want them to look a bit different. Easy again. You can just click on it and now, bam, different. You find the thing that you prefer. But let's say, actually, I want this carousel to only contain a certain type of product and so on. You have all the list of categories. Let's say I want to pick keycaps, for example. Then there you go, simple as that. You have all your keycaps that are in one carousel and accessible on your website. So that's nice. And you see the website looks still quite familiar. But sometimes, maybe there is some mistakes. For example, here, this section loaded during the parsing of the website and didn't finish when we took really all the information. So we only managed to pick that little loading icon. That can happen. So when that happens, you can just replace it or simply delete it if you don't like it. So let's say I'll do that. Also, for example, when you hear the section I'm editing is the footer. That footer is a bit special because, don't forget to save, by the way. The footer is a bit special because you can, the content of the footer is across all the pages. So let's see, if I click on this link here, the modifications I just did are kept on all the different pages, which could be quite practical. If you had to change everywhere, it would be a mess. And also, this is a good opportunity to talk to you about different types of blocks. Let's say, for example, that we detected a form on your other website. Generally, we are able to replicate the exact same behavior in Odoo. So like here, I could just fill my information in, and it should work out of the box, nothing to do. Perfect. Now I probably received an email. So nice. But that's not it. There is also other advantages. The fact that the Odoo builder makes it so that your website is directly responsive. What does that mean? It means that you can view the website through different lengths, through different screen sizes. So if I were to click on the mobile view, you could see it looks good. It's already made. So like, for example, the product carousel are already adapted to be able to view from a small screen, but also a large screen. So very nice. Lots of different things that are already there. Let's do maybe a small recap of all the different features. So the main one by far is the fact that it's fast. Like it will save you a ton of time. 5 to 10 minutes for a few pages is way better than having to pay someone to do it and spend a few weeks to set up everything correctly. Here, you just send a request, you get the result, and you can inspect it directly. One major bonus, of course, is also that it's editable. Now, let's say you paid someone to do your website and you had trouble editing it. Now you can do it yourself. You can really do the changes you want. The website is also dynamic, meaning that let's say you change your products or you had different blogs or something like that that interact with your website, everything would be impacted directly. You have nothing to do. Everything is linked, meaning that the structure of your website is kept. So like when you click a button, it returns on the same page and so on. Everything is there, even if you put external links, like if, let's say, you point to something on Google, for example, the link will still be there. Like I just showed you, it's also responsive, meaning you can see it on different sizes. You have your media gallery, so all your content, all the different images, the videos, everything is already there with the right format and so on, so that you can use it. If you have products and the metadata and so on, everything will be imported for you. And the best feature of all, it will be free and accessible to everyone. So that's, I hope, a nice feature for everybody to use and switch to Odoo. And so now, you might be wondering, how exactly does all of this work? I'm going to focus here on the visual aspect, and I'm going to do the 3 main steps that our tool does. The first one is the detection, and like the name suggests, it detects stuff. Like, let's imagine that you end up on the website I just showed you before. What the first part will do is that it will look at all the different images, the text, the buttons, the different colors, and so on. Look at everything and be like, OK, these are the visual elements that are important, and I want to find their exact position on the page. So if we simplify, it would something like this. So now that the tool knows, OK, this is an image, and it's right there, and this is where the text is, and so on. Now that you have all of that information, we move on to the second step, which is the delimitation. As you may know, the website is using like sections and blocks to build the website, and we're trying to replicate that. So we're going to divide the content into multiple different sections. So you go from something like this, which is like a mess of a lot of different components, and we're trying to simplify it to make them into blocks with the right background and so on. In order to process this step, we have lots of different algorithms that go from like a really simple one with some code and thresholds to more advanced algorithm with machine learning and so on. In order to figure out exactly how to group things, because sometimes it's easy just, OK, one after the other. Sometimes it looks best if, oh, those are together because it's an image and this is text and so on. So we had a lot of different techniques. So this is by far one of the more difficult tasks. But once everything is grouped, so here you can see that the green really was put in the background and so on. The color may be not so clear, but you get the idea. Once we have segmented everything and we know, OK, those belong together, and so on, we can move to the third step, which is the generation. And here, we take those groups and we're like, OK, what is it made of that group? So we know already, OK, this is a section. We have multiple columns inside. We know exactly the content. Well, now we can try to guess which type of block it relates to. So for example, you're saying here, all the products below. We have images, we have text, we have buttons, we have product buttons. Then we can guess, OK, it was something that moved left to right. It contains products button. It looks like lots of different columns. Must be a carousel product. And so this is what we're going to use. And we're going to use the links to make the carousel. Also, like above, we have just one simple text and a button, so it must be a text section and so on. We'll try to build really the sections that how they look like, and the end result is something like this. From those things, we can generate the HTML to correspond to exactly the blocks you have. Now, maybe it's a good time to talk about the different limitations of those tools. First, your website must be accessible by automated tools. So if you have like Cloudflare protection or stuff like this, unfortunately, it might block our tool. Also, like I said before, no redirects. So if you want to use the tool, be sure to provide the URL with the right domain so that we parse actually the right domain. It must be achievable by the Odoo editor. So like if you have a really unique, really complex website, let's say like YouTube, for example, the Odoo editor wasn't really made to be able to handle such a complicated website. So if you parse it, you probably won't get a good result. If you need products, you must have metadata available. There is a lot of different ways to do that. It's handled by default by more standard e-commerce platform. Or even better, if you have like a standard API to get all the product information, we can use that and really make all of your products. For now, it will be a limited amount of pages because it's a highly anticipated feature. So we're trying to do a slow release to make sure everything works perfectly and the charge is being handled correctly. But you can expect the amount to increase in the following weeks and months. As you saw before, the result won't be an exact replica, like it won't be exactly pixel perfect, the same website. It's now an Odoo version of your website. Hopefully for the better, now you can change it and use all the different features to make it even better. Also, be aware that the tool is still in beta, so we're constantly improving, but that means that there will be some changes coming, and you might see a few visual bugs here and there, but thankfully the thing is editable, so you will be able to fix it easily. And now I guess it's time for a quick Q&A.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a couple questions. Most of them have been already answered by the PO. The first one, does it also move SEO parameters, alt, picture, title, meta description?
Some of them, yes, for the product, but most likely no. If you have to set some title, we are working on it, so we're trying to improve it. So we also gather some of the SEO data. Some of it is already there by default because it's an Odoo website. But it's still better if you set up and verify that everything is there.
Of course, thank you. This one is a bit more long. Maybe you can read it with me, but Odoo has its own URL structure for e-commerce. Yes. Does it create redirect from original URL, or it adjusts the Odoo URL, or nothing?
No, it's exactly as the user said. We are creating redirects to keep the structure. So Odoo, like he said, has a different structure for all the products and so on. So it keeps kind of the same URL, but creates a redirect, so you end up on the right page.
All right, thank you. Next question. Most of them have been replied by your colleagues already, but how are fonts copied and selected? The fonts. Are they copied?
Like the fonts. The fonts. Okay, my bad. Actually, we only support Google Fonts for now, but we are planning to add a lot more in the future and to be able to add customized fonts. But for now, it's like it must be a Google font.
All right. And the next one, are assets like CSS files imported?
No, basically, we don't copy a lot of stuff. It's all replicated, meaning that we get the position of everything, like I explained, and we make a new version of that. So there is no custom CSS. Everything is made into Odoo. It's not like I'm pulling stuff from the website and injecting it into Odoo. It's more I'm rebuilding the entire thing so that it's like it was made from scratch in Odoo.
In the system, yeah.
In the system, yeah.
The next one has been answered already. Does it import variant as well? We've seen it live.
Yes, yes. But there is a precision to that. It's like if you have simple metadata, it means that we can get the product name, the product description, but maybe not all the categories, not all the variants. So it's nice if you have like an API, like a standard API that we can fetch, so we know exactly, we can get much more information, and this is where the variants come from. So if you have simple metadata, maybe you get them, maybe you don't. But if you have an API, it's most likely sure you will get them.
All right, clear. Will the global color scheme be imported?
Yes, exactly. Like the team, like I said before, you can change it and it should adapt automatically. So if you were to, let's say, oh, I want my website yellow, you can.
This one is a bit more tricky because it's hard to reply, but we currently have around 15,000 pages. How long will it take to scrap it?
Oof, this is tricky. It depends on what the structure of your website is. If it's a lot of product of a lot of individual pages, but it would take a while because, yeah, 15,000 pages is quite a lot.
Yeah.
But I guess we could make improvement to make it faster. It depends on the really, like, if you could isolate some parts, we can like just keep through them. And for example, if you have lots of product URL, maybe you say, okay, don't parse those because Odoo will generate them for you. You don't need to look at them. But yeah, it would take probably a few hours to some days, even if it's like that big.
All right. There's many questions. Maybe I'm gonna reply as well, but there's many questions on how it's gonna be, when it's gonna be available, on what version it's already available.
It's
It's a
available.
beta, but
It's available in 18, so the module is there, it will work. The problem is we're trying to do a slow release because we don't want to bombard our server. So it's possible that if you create a DB in 18 right now, you won't see the small button which is import now. But in the following weeks, we are going to increase the access so that everyone can have it.
step by step.
Yeah, step by step, yeah.
I have a good one, which seems easy, but I don't know the answer, me neither. But does it consider translation as well?
No, currently no. Maybe in the future, but for now, it's you just give one version, it creates it, and then you have to adjust.
All right. Does it also fetch multiple translate? No, it's the same question.
No.
Sorry, but there's like many of them, so we got the answer already. Is there a limitation of pages? It's a bit the same question than before.
Yeah, currently you will by default do 10. So it's quite low, but it's for people to try so we can fix the few issues we might encounter. But after that, we'll increase it so that a large website could also.
Like we've seen in your demo, that it was a complete website.
Yes.
Can you import a web shop like PrestaShop? Yes. And migrate the apps to Odoo. I don't really understand like the meaning, but
me neither.
Sorry.
No, that this tool is agnostic on which framework and version you're using. It's just looking at all the different pictures and so on. It's not like looking at specific patterns, it's just looking at images, text, and so on. So as long as it's be able to be displayed on a browser, should manage it. But yeah, maybe some will look better than others, I don't really know. And if it's about like integration into the module, I cannot really tell you that.
Yeah. Is it possible to import a website in an existing DB with a website and add this one, I guess, on the tool?
Yes. It will be, if we want more information on that, come to the Meet developer in like hall 7C. I'll explain to you exactly how it works if you want. But yeah, it's possible. You just have to set the right parameters and you will be able to add your new website, go to the pages I showed you with the configurator and get it.
All right, thank you. It's a bit repetitive, but we're almost there.
Okay.
Import design drawing to make the website. Nah, the question is not really well written, sorry.
Okay, I kind of get what he's saying. It's like, is it possible to just draw some stuff to be able to create, to make the website? Yeah, I get it.
You get it?
Okay. Yeah, currently no, because in the approach it would work, but the problem is you have to provide a lot of information for that to work. So the idea, I guess it is you just take like a piece of paper or something like this and you draw stuff. And with the approach, because we're only looking at position, we would still be able like to cut, saying, oh, we need a circle there, something like this. And theoretically it would work. The problem is we did a lot of information about exactly what are the URLs of like the different images, exactly which CSS it uses to be able to guess exactly the shape of it and so on. So it's a lot of information that you don't get through a drawing. Yeah. So unfortunately, no. It would take a lot of effort to just create it from just the shapes of a drawing, but the approach might be adaptable if we really wish for it, but I don't think we will.
All right. I think we're almost done, but there's going to be always questions.
Yeah. Apparently they keep coming.
Can you divulge into why translation aren't possible? No, no.
No, actually, we just haven't focused on that. First, it's like having a nice look of the website and making sure that it already helps a lot of people and save time. But there is no obvious reason as to why right now it wouldn't be possible. But I'm not making any promises. We'll look into it and hopefully improve. But maybe later we'll encounter something that's like, it will be too tricky.
All right, thank you. That's it for us.
Okay.
Thanks
perfect.
a lot.
Thank you too.
And
thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.